When we play a show, it is kind of like we call it the Friday night feeling.
Love that.
Do a show, and everyone is there trying to escape or make some kind of triumph over their week in a way. If that means they're going to party and have a good time, like those party anthems, or they want to feel like they're included in the fabric of humanity, then that's what we want to bring to them. And Can't Help Who You Love was one of those. We felt like it was a love letter to everyone who felt like their love story wasn't good enough.
Hey, I'm Lauren Lucas. I'm obsessed with learning and I live for true, authentic connection. I'm a wife, a working mom, professional singer-songwriter, and an instructor of songwriting at my alma mater, Belmont University. You could say that life's a little full. I'm always looking for a way to sneak in some me time with great friends, good food, and meaningful conversation. Here we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the hard, and the wonderful. My guests include well-known recording artists, hit songwriters, film directors, wellness coaches, and creative entrepreneurs. Plus, we throw in a delicious beverage, an easy weekend recipe. Think of it like happy hour, but better. I'm Lauren Lucas. This is the Happiest Hour.
It's the happiest hour when I'm with you. It's the happiest hour. Let's raise our glasses to doing this crazy life together. Keeping it real can't get much better. As long as I'm with you, it's the happiest hour.
Oh, a quick PS. My plan is to bring you a full season of the Happiest Hour. But let's be honest, as a busy working toddler mom, work-life balance, at least for me, can be a challenge sometimes. So I might skip a week here and there. Here's what that means. No matter how you enjoy the Happiest Hour, whether it's through the YouTube live video or through your favorite podcast app, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications for the latest episode. That way, you won't miss a thing. Today, my guests are Andrea Young and Ashley Gearing, collectively known as the critically acclaimed duo, the Wildcards.
Yes.
Wildcards.
Yay.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Thanks for being here.
Cheers. Look in the eyes. Look in the eyes.
Yes. What is it when you don't? Bad luck?
Death. Google it.
Death. Okay.
Not death. That's something worse.
Okay, so the Wildcards. Thank y'all for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm, we've been friends and co-collaborators for a really, really long time. And you guys have put out a bunch of new music in the past 6 months to a year. And a lot of your songs are like, pour the wine, give me something I can drink to. So there's like these party anthem titles. And then this past summer, you released a song called Love Who You Love. And I got kind of a sneak peek because we played around together for Tin Pan South. And I got to hear this song before you released it. And it kind of took a little bit more of a serious, like a really heartfelt tone. So tell me a little bit about how you guys choose songs. How do you know when it's a Wildcard song?
Well, as a team, we have always, actually, ever since the beginning of our friendship, our words have been good vibes. And we would even, as indie artists, we're traveling, doing it all on the road that day. But the second that we get to the venue, we call it the good vibes dressing room. And we put on music that we love and we just create the good vibe no matter how stressful the day or situation has been. And
these stressful people are not allowed into our dressing room.
Anyone with bad vibes,
really good rule.
not come here.
That's a great rule.
But the songs that we listen to aren't just party songs or aren't just, message songs or whatever. So we wanted to give the people stuff that we enjoy listening to and stuff that we resonate with. And we just want to release music that makes people happy.
Yeah.
And that's an array of things. There's a lot of emotions on the spectrum. So we try to touch them all.
When we play a show, it is kind of like we call it the Friday night feeling.
Love that.
Do a show, and everyone is there trying to escape or make some kind of triumph over their week in a way. If that means they're going to party and have a good time, like those party anthems, or they want to feel like they're included in the fabric of humanity, then that's what we want to bring to them. And Can't Help Who You Love was one of those where we felt like it was a love letter to everyone who felt like their love story wasn't good enough.
Can't help who you love. Sorry.
Oh,
I said
no.
love who you love.
Actually, that's
Can't help who
great.
you love.
We'll claim them both.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you're right. I mean, that's what music does. It heals, it celebrates, it grieves, it does all those things.
Connects.
So you're really running the spectrum, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you have worked with some of the top producers in town, and then you climbed into the producer seats yourselves.
It was her fault.
Well, I'm going to shift the blame to someone else right there. It's Lauren's fault.
It's Lauren's fault.
Well, so tell us, like, how did you make that decision? Why did you make that decision? There are a lot more women getting into the engineer and producer seats, pushing the buttons, patching the cables, doing the tech side more than ever before. But it is still a male-dominated area in our industry for sure. So what prompted you to make that decision for this new music, to produce your new project? And did you love it? Did you not love it as much as you thought you would? Are you going to plan to do more? Tell us a little bit about your thinking there.
I would call it accidentally on purpose.
Okay.
You inspired it all.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, Ashley and I have been sort of on this, we have to have room and space to grow. And, our collaboration kind of grew out of the pandemic, and it soon overtook anything else that we were doing because everything was happening so smoothly. Everything was so easy.
Yeah.
And it had never occurred to me to record music ourselves.
Right.
We went to our most likely gifted suspects. We had Park Chisholm produce the first 4 songs that we did, just acoustic. I mean, it was a co-production. We were doing
very
our
live
thing.
feeling.
Yeah, that's how the Barroom Sessions was born. We kind of put that together with him. And then the next stage of growth was you saying that you were starting to explore that. So I came over here and visited Lauren.
We got a 101.
Yes. I went to school, and with Lauren, I think we actually learned a lot of things together.
Yeah,
and
for
sure. We're still collaborating and working on some different sync music and just fun co-writes. And once that happened, I told Ashley about it. I said, look, I'm just going to send you this song that I've been working on. And if you think this sounds good, because you get in there, you know what this is like. You get in there and you're doing all the things, you're following all the directions, but at the end of the day, it's like, I can't even tell. I'm too involved in every part of the process. And, we're playing all the instruments, we're doing everything. It's us. And I said, I want you to listen to this. And she was like, okay, let's make a record.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it comes down to time at the, alongside it. It's like, why would we go and outsource stuff that we are feeling so passionate about creating right now? And I think there's something so magical about diving into the moment when we're collaborating and we're making stuff and walking away that day with something that we can hold on to and then give to the fans. And I think people don't do it because they don't think they can. But, anyone out there that is trying to get into music and, doesn't really know what to do, I would just say, take it step by step and start doing. And even if you don't think you know what you're doing, you'll figure it out. And then you can call to people, to help you with stuff that you can't figure out or you don't feel like is working. But if it's working, go with it, you know?
So do you plan to do more self-production?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of the new
At our
vibe.
own risk.
Awesome. So Ashley, you kind of touched on it, but if you were to give advice to other artists who are thinking of self-producing, maybe a little scared, maybe don't even have a laptop with a digital audio workstation on it, like Pro Tools or Logic. I mean, how do you know if you're a good candidate to self-produce?
Do you have an iPhone? Honestly, it's like, a lot of people are discouraged because they don't have the finances to go buy the special tools. And of course, yes, you're going to need some things to invest in the long term, but music is how you want to make it. And I've, even, great producers that we've worked with have recorded stuff on iPhones and like cheap microphones that they find at Best Buy or whatever. And it's all about the sound that you're wanting. And I've heard amazing records that people wouldn't even know are made in someone's bathroom or closet or whatever. So people like to say there's a lot of fancy stuff involved, but just get started, with whatever you have.
And it will just get fancier. That's what studios do. It's like a house renovation. You just continue to flush money.
I have a shopping addiction.
Money.
She has a studio addiction. I bought this new microphone cover.
There you go. Hey, listen, there are people who have, big golfing hobbies and habits, or for my dad growing up, it was deep sea fishing. I mean, boats and gear for fishing. I mean, that's expensive. Like, why should you not have a hobby?
The more passionate you get, the more you want to invest, and it's an investment. So
it's usually like the joke made about guitar players, because there's so many guitar playing memes where they're like, don't tell my wife that she told me to go shopping and get something new, and she was talking about clothes, but here's my new Les Paul.
All the wives except for you guys know. And all our wives would be like, oh, okay, I didn't know that was a new guitar or whatever, but you guys know. When your husbands luckily my husband, I don't even have one, doesn't buy guitars.
God bless Brad's Gibson endorsement. That's all I can say.
I intentionally bought my husband a guitar for his birthday this past year. So
see?
I win. I win the wife award.
Wife of the year.
Taking charge.
Okay, so what about so moving away from production specifically, but honestly, whether you're a signed artist or whether you're an indie artist, and the three of us have experienced all facets. We've been signed to major labels, indie labels, completely independent. What is y'all's perspective on, again, advice to artists, signed or not signed? You have to wear all the hats regardless. Mm-hmm. It's when you get signed, it's not a chance to just rest. Right. And the work is just beginning.
Right.
So what advice would you have for artists when you are wearing all the hats? You're doing the social media marketing. In some cases you're booking your own shows. You're producing. You're rehearsing. You're trying to fit creativity and writing and music in. We have to wear all the hats. So how do you manage it? How do you balance it? What advice would you give?
It's difficult. I mean, there's a lot of burnout, I would say, a ton of it. And we'd be lying and faking it if we said there wasn't. But I think for me personally, and why we make such a great team, is that we do try to slow down and really hone in on what is in front of us. Yes, we always have our hands in a million different piles, especially now with social media. And there's you have to just keep going, or you feel like someone's going to drown you or cut around you. And I think that if you know your truth and you just kind of focus on what's in front of you, the important things will rise and you'll take care of those, and you just kind of keep on going.
Well, I think that there's a definition for what priorities are, and there's a definition for urgency. Mm-hmm. And one thing that we've realized is that
we hate fake urgency.
Yeah. Unnecessary urgency.
Unnecessary urgency.
For something that really isn't. You have to be able to sit down with a piece of paper and actually be able to outline what real priorities are. Mm-hmm. And then once you can do that, suddenly a lot of the fat is getting cut off. And when that happens, then you can be doing your best. And for us this year, I would say creativity has been our priority. Mm-hmm. Therefore, trying to go play a whole bunch of venues and struggle and splat around everywhere and not have the kind of situations that are ideal for us. Mm-hmm. We think we're better off to go and write another song, record another song, and keep building our band and brand. Yeah. And so I think if you can set priorities, then that's the only place that there's any kind of urgency. Mm-hmm. The rest is
business plan. Yeah. I would say that's one thing that she's held me to, a really nice business plan. She's the architect and I'm the house designer. So I'll buy the couch,
the bones in the furniture.
Yeah. I'll paint the wall a color that I want, that she will like. But no, it's a lot of different moving parts, and you figure it out as you go, really. Yeah. And it's that you can't have this imposter syndrome. You have to feel like you belong, and you just are good with what you're doing as long as you're being authentic. But create that business plan and kind of figure out what your outline is so that you can fill in the blank.
That is the balance, really, all of those things.
Yeah, I love that. Authenticity, always key, no matter what business you're in. Mm-hmm. And I love that urgent, but maybe not important. Yeah. Sometimes,
write it in pencil,
important, but not always urgent.
You could erase it, move things around. I mean, even with us meeting, I feel like, whenever getting a writing session down or a recording or a meeting, be ready for your entire day to change. And it's okay, you know, and it happens for the best, and flexibility.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So what would you say as a band, duo, band? What do you call yourselves? Are you a band?
Crazies.
Both.
Whatever. The Wildcards. As
Yes.
the Wildcards.
We say duo. Yeah.
Duo. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say you're most proud of? Some accolades, some things that you're really proud of as a team, as the Wildcards.
Yeah. I think our teamwork is honestly probably the most impressive to people. They don't really understand how well we do kind of toss the baton back and forth. On paper, we've both done a lot of really fancy things in the business, but it's not about that, you know, for us. It's more about just kind of finally getting to do what we want to do in music and in the business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you have both done something really exciting. I don't know that either of you, I think you got called at separate times for this one really cool project.
Within a week.
Really, within a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both working on a TV show.
Yes.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
We have little tidbits that we could explain.
Okay.
We're very excited that it's something that is completely out of what we've normally done. It's an amazing show called Monarch. You may have heard about it on Fox.
Country music, royal
Country
family.
music, Monarchs.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon is in it, Trace Adkins. And Andrea got called to be on stage. You might, if you watch, you can see
If you
her
watch
in
the
little-
promos, you will just see hair
Yes.
and a bow.
She's on YouTube. You can go find her. She plays for Susan Sarandon's country band.
Okay. All right. Nice.
And then I'm behind the scenes on the vocal team and did a bunch of stuff with them. And we both didn't really know that each other were doing it because, well, I knew she was going to Atlanta to do something. And then I didn't know if I had gotten the job on the vocal team. So I wasn't going to tell her until I got the job.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a typical, the Nashville thing. You don't talk about an opportunity until it's actually
That's right.
happening.
That's right.
But it's kind of full circle and weird because the theme song of the show is called The Card You Gamble.
Oh,
And
wow.
we're the Wildcards.
Yeah.
So it was just really seemed like, okay, this is a cool thing for us to be doing. And it fit into our lifestyle on the road. We kind of were taking a lull from touring at the time and we were just writing. So we dove into the creative aspect of that, and she's going to be a famous actress now. On Monarch.
Awesome.
We'll see. I might be on the cutting room floor. You never know.
No. Everyone go watch it on Sunday nights.
That's great. That's great. Well, it's really exciting, and that's such a fun part of our business and our industry is we can be working on our own project, and then there are all these other opportunities to do some really fun and exciting things. So
Totally.
That's great. I'm really
It
excited.
never
for y'all.
ends. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, so life hacks, road hacks, favorite products, like things you cannot live without on the road. Whether that's on stage, off stage. I mean,
I know
y'all
we
been
know
touring a
each
lot.
other's. We know.
I know. So what are those? Give us some. Give us some advice and
You
some
go first.
products
that we should try.
Well, I'm going to go for things that we both need. Sunglasses, essential.
Okay. Is there a brand that you love?
Amazon.
Okay, nice.
I mean, we dive in fully to the road life when we're there. So it's like we run on Starbucks and then we unwind with margaritas or wine at the end of the day. But then there's all these different pieces that we probably don't even know are kind of keeping our lives together.
Well, I thought about
Between-
one, actually.
Yes.
Bug spray.
Bug spray.
That is becoming...
Sunscreen for her outside. She's like a little porcelain doll in these festivals. For me, or for you, love the setting spray. For me, I love like a blotting powder. We both use MAC and Urban Decay. We love those brands because they last. So, yeah. And then just like, as far as our band, I think this is not a physical thing. It is a physical thing, I guess, but we really try to surround ourselves with people that are just easy and fun and positive. And, there are so many talented people in this town that would go on the road and play, but we want to choose the people that are fun to be around and play their butts off and are there to work hard, you know, and then we can have fun as a group. So I would say that's their number
Professionalism plus good hang.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
That's what the resume has to say.
And so that's, if anyone's trying to, be in our band, call us. It'd be fun.
That's great.
Can you make lobby call and have a good time?
On time.
But that's it. I mean, honestly, the talent of a musician is like that's the expected part. You
Yeah.
expect people to be really great at their
Yeah.
craft, and
Yeah.
then it really is like, are you a good hang?
Yeah.
Can I live with you on the road?
Right. And it is like, people think that we just like have a blast all the time and are just kind of wandering souls. Like, yeah, we are a little nuts, but we work hard, we get out there and we want to work hard, be on time, be respectful, and are running a business, so it's number one.
That's awesome. Okay, so last question, the question I ask all of my guests: if it were all gone tomorrow, the singles, the albums, the TV shows, the tour dates, what do you want to leave behind? What would you want to make sure everybody knows?
I think that we, like we said earlier, the good vibes. We want to make sure that everyone knows that we've lived a really fun, adventurous life. It's not necessarily about the music all the time. Music is something that we do. It's a part of us. It's never going to be gone from us. But when we're on the road, are about making experiences. And we bring our families out and our friends out. And that's what life is all about. And that's why we want to incorporate real life into our music so much.
I couldn't say it any better.
It's all about the experiences. Live your life.
That's awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being here, everybody. The Wildcards, Andrea Young and Ashley Gearing. You can catch them on Spotify, on Instagram, or check out their tour dates if they're coming to a city near you at playthewildcards.com. And they have new music out this fall, so definitely go check it out. Oh, that was so much fun. I wish I could talk to my guests for hours. If you want more from the Happiest Hour too, make sure you head over to laurenlucas.com/happiest hour for the show notes, recipes, and products mentioned in the episodes. And you can learn how to access Happiest Hour bonus content. Oh, and if you're looking for a way to make true and authentic connections with other people who are music lovers, who want to carry on the conversations that are started on the Happiest Hour episodes, and who are friendly and supportive, join my exclusive online community. It's absolutely free, and we would love to have you. I run fan contests there from time to time. I do free live stream concerts. The link is waiting for you at laurenlucas.com/happiest hour. Until next time.